Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with I'd rather drink than talk about the show. Sarah, how are you today, Sarah?
I'm good. I realized that I shouldn't drink immediately because you would probably say something to try to get me to do a spit take.
That's one of my favorite hobbies, actually.
I
I
know.
never get them recorded. That's the worst part. Yeah, in theory, you technically, in terms of how provable it is, you technically have never done a spit take.
Correct. It's
Oh.
never once happened.
I can't prove that it has. I just know that of all the things that I have kicking around in my brain and like constantly just like falling out because I don't have a good memory,
Mhm.
I have a couple memories that it's still kicking around in there because you gotta hold on to important things like that.
Oh man.
So
Yes.
let's just hear though. That's all. So, anyways, we're in between Christmas and New Year's.
Right. It's like we're in purgatory of the year.
Oh, that's is that like a? I was gonna say, is that a Canadian thing? I know it's Catholic, but it's like, really? Do they have that there? I don't know, but
Sometimes.
at times, yeah. So, anyways, we're recording this live. By the way, everyone watching, we're on Twitch. So if you ever
Mhm.
want to come hang out with us, we try to sometimes do this during the off week. Do a live
Right.
crate.
Right.
Yeah.
The off
Yep.
week of GAC and the beginning of Hell Week.
You know, it's funny. I just assume people know what I mean by off week. But
Mhm.
yeah, you're right. You're like, well, it's not obvious to people who don't care about GAC. So thank you.
It doesn't feel like an off week to me. I feel like we just had three off weeks too.
It was 3v3. It was 3 off weeks for you.
I know.
Gross. Uh, so
Can I just tell you before we even start, it was 3v3, and somehow in the last week I went 3-0. Like I was like, I'm not even, how is this happening?
it's because you plummeted and then you pummeled people who didn't have Leia.
No, some of them were actually like decent.
Hmm.
I don't know. It
Did they
was,
have Leia?
I don't remember. I don't even think I scouted it.
Yeah, you'd remember if they had Leia.
I think I only looked at their GP.
Some of them were decent. Look at their GP.
Yeah, some of them were bigger than me.
All right. Well, congratulations on your 3-0.
Thank you. Don't ask me about the rest of the season though. It was an off. It was off.
Yeah, we've just covered that. It was an off week. So, anyways, we're gonna try to do a new segment today,
Mhm.
and potentially have it be more long term. I don't know exactly what it should look like yet, but um, the idea is we'll take two legendary level characters. Maybe they'll be conquest, maybe they'll be legendary or hero's journey or whatever. One of those, someone in that category,
Mhm.
and we'll just choose two of them. Of like, which one would we choose to just if we had to delete one of them from our rosters, and one of them we would obviously we'd have available, which one would we choose? And so today we asked chat for ideas,
Mhm.
and chat gave lots of lovely ideas, and I swerved really hard away from Starkiller because I don't want to talk about where he might be. But we ended up with uh, Sarah. You chose
Padme.
Padme, and I chose Jedi Revan. And
Just to make things very difficult.
yeah, well, I consistently say if there's no Galactic Legends, like Jedi Revan is actually one. Like he's probably the guy I rank one of the highest, if not the highest, out of
Hmm.
all of the remaining characters. Just like he still does so many cool, unique things.
Yeah, I use them all the time. Like there are several times where I'm like, I need Jedi Knight Revan on this team.
Yeah, Yeah, he is crazy strong. So even still, I mean, he doesn't hit that hard, but he's
Hmm.
never really needed to hit that hard. Like his utility is just really good. His they've never made a character quite like him ever since. Like there, a lot of times you'll end up with a character like, oh yeah, well he's but kind of the same. Like in a way, you could almost say Malgus is the same as Malik. You know, like they're
Hmm.
like fit a very similar mold. They both deal fear to a lot of different people, and they
Right.
both do a huge chunk of damage. And I mean, like you could just keep going on. They both do shock. They both do all this stuff. You know, but yeah, Jedi Revan versus Padme. What? Which one would you delete, Sarah?
This feels like a Sophie's Choice kind of situation.
What even is that?
Isn't that the one where you're like, you got to pick which kid you're gonna save?
You watch some weird stuff, Sarah. That sounds horrible.
I don't know.
Like you have to choose which kid you've got to save.
Yeah, you never heard of that? It's like this is like a thing. Like this is like a normal
This
reference. A Sophie's Choice.
that sounds horrible.
Man. Um,
Like that's just
that
standard for
that's
you. Like
that's
you just
the
like, yeah, let's just play a mind game of which child will save. Like which child will die today. That's
that that
horrible.
that's like the whole like point of it of the discussion is it's a terrible thing to have to choose.
That sounds horrible.
So anyway, um, so yeah, like I was saying, I still actively am like, yeah, I need Jedi Knight Revan here. I just used him for I don't even know what. It must have been Territory War because I'm pretty sure I didn't use him in GAC because I don't know what happened in GAC. Um, but then at the same time, I'm like, Padme is still so annoying to deal with. Like if I see Padme on a team, I'm like, oh, I gotta get rid of her because she makes the whole team just a pain in the ass.
Thank you for censoring that. That was.
I tried and then I realized it's just like it's like a little whisper.
Wait, so you didn't use Jedi Revan in GAC?
Um, if I did, I don't remember it. But I
Why not?
probably also didn't use Padme.
You just didn't use any of your roster.
I literally like in one of the rounds that I won, I used Wampa and that was it.
you, some of those guys were actually decent. Okay.
That actually was in the finals.
You're breaking my mind here.
Um, I gotta look it up because the score was pretty funny. I think I won like 67 or whatever the thing is in 3v3 to 37. Um, I think I would keep Jedi Knight Revan.
It's because they didn't want to clear your Leia. They were like, I can't do that.
I don't even think they touched her.
Very well.
I think I would keep Jedi Knight Revan. Oh, man, I don't.
Which one is more useful to you in Conquest?
Jedi Knight Revan.
Is he?
Yeah.
Because Padme is kind of. I feel like that's one of her most amazing uses. Actually, is Padme. I use her a lot on my little account on
Mm-hmm.
Prevail Man. Like, especially I don't know if I'll use like the more big teams that I have. Like I keep buying the new packs, and so I have a ton of like I have GLs now and stuff. It just like feels like easy mode. It feels so dumb. But before that, when things were like really challenging, like I don't know if I can get past this Darth Revan team with any of my remaining teams.
Right.
Like I don't know if I'm gonna get like I don't know if I'm gonna beat this sector because of this one team. Like Padme bailed me out so often.
Padme is very strong in Conquest. I find that she is really good for getting through specific teams. Like you're saying, if you get stuck, I find Jedi Knight Revan can be better for getting feats done, especially if you're trying to cheese things.
Sure. Okay. So, like, from the perspective of someone who, like, kind of, you have most squads not maybe
Right.
not everything, but like you kind of just have the full toolkit for the most part. And
Hmm.
so Jedi Revan, I could see that. Like Padme does kind of get a little extraneous, so like, well, she's really survivable.
Right.
But I have other teams that are survivable. Like that's fine.
Right. Like on my account and even on Professor X, I use Padme underneath a Jedi Master Kenobi lead. And
Okay.
that's pretty much it. But that's because, like you're saying, we have like a lot of other tools in the toolbox.
All right. So chat needs to vote. Who would they delete?
Hmm.
So far, we only have 5 votes, guys. Go vote.
Um,
Um,
yeah. So who would you delete then? Because is it because I don't know, kind of sounded like you were leaning towards deleting Jedi Revan for a second there.
okay. So here's the thing. I like my perspective is, like, he was really good when he was released,
Yeah.
right? It was, and like when Darth Revan came out, they had to immediately they had to change some rules just to make it so that Jedi Revan wouldn't just still delete Darth Revan. Like they had to buff things and stuff to make it so that it didn't work. And they had to, when they released Rey, they had to make it so that Rey wasn't a Jedi because she would be too good with Jedi Revan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they explicitly said that, and and he's continued to be like just one of the he cleanses. He
Mm.
marks people. He doesn't get ability blocked. He
Yep.
doesn't get stunned.
Swaps turn
He's
meter.
yeah, like all these amazing things. Marking is that's the only one. Like him and Razor Crest, you know, like
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Good
that.
point.
They're like the ones who can mark things, and Razor Crest doesn't just get to push the button. Like
Hmm.
Razor Crest has to contrive that. The thing about Jedi Revan here that I've realized, like I have a very limited number of Jedi on my little account. I keep calling it my
Hmm.
little account. It says 7 million now. It's so stupid how it's.
Holy.
Well, it's because I keep buying the stupid packs, like the Lightspeed bundles. It's just that roster is just so crazy now compared to what it was a couple months ago. But uh, the thing that I've realized, I don't love. Like, I use Jedi Revan here and there,
Hmm.
but because I don't have Jedi Revan needs other Jedi to be good. Kind of like his best. He's got like a Relic One Grandmaster Yoda to go with him, and
Right.
like without Jedi Luke to hang out with, without Jedi Cal to hang out with, I don't have any of the GL Jedi. Like he's kind of the best Jedi I have on that account,
Hmm.
and as the best Jedi, like I think in general I trust my Padme team a lot more.
Wait.
So it's
Okay,
like it's
that's
kind of
fair.
like early game. I would say it used to be Jedi Revan when he was like when you have a cutting edge account, he
Hmm.
just makes that account even better.
Well,
Padme, on the other hand, offers things that Jedi Revan just really can't.
but I think that also is it's see like that's kind of tricky because a lot of that has to do with the Jedi that were released after Jedi Knight Revan. Because like you were saying, when Jedi Knight Revan was released, he was like the cream of the crop. Like that was
Sure.
it. I remember I didn't get him right away, and I was livid that I didn't get him right away. Um,
Oh, yeah. You should
y-
have been. He's awesome. You didn't know that.
but now, like you're saying, you need other Jedi with him, but there's specific ones like a lot of people you want to put Jedi Knight Luke with him or Jedi Cal or whoever you're sticking there. Those are newer releases since he was released. Um, that you're wanting to kind of tie to him.
I think the thing is, he's that guy who he's like that. I don't know the person on a team or a group or whatever who it's like, okay, he's not the main focus. He's the guy who everyone says, oh yeah, look at Jedi Luke. That guy's a badass. Look at all the things he
Hmm.
does. He hits so hard. He stuns everyone. He does all this stuff. Really cool stuff. But the Jedi Revan is the guy who, in the background, makes it all work.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna make this whole team awesome, but there has to actually be a team there to be awesome. If he's the focal point,
Hmm.
in this day and age, he's just not. I mean, he does some good stuff, but he's not. He's not as magic anymore. Like he needs good Jedi, but when he does have good Jedi, he refines them to a really spectacular level, as opposed to Padme. I mean, you do want a couple, like you want a couple of her key pieces in order to still be pretty good.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, she does the same thing as Revan, just to a lesser extent. Like you say, like if you see a team with Padme, it just you're like, oh, geez, this is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But like I would say, I mean, she's magic in 3v3 as well. Like the Gidme team. I know you don't care about Gideon or
These are
any of
okay.
that madness. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm so shamed by that, but
Uh,
but I would say in general, yeah, I think for most accounts, I would say yeah, go for Jedi Revan, but I don't think it's that clear cut. Honestly,
no.
Padme offers like early game. I would say like Jedi Revan on Conquest is sometimes just a no go kind of,
Totally.
or
Totally.
like when we did the Geo territory battle.
Hmm. Oh
Like
yeah, that
Padme would
was
win. Padme would win it way more often for me than just like a Jedi Revan team. You know, like
yeah, absolutely.
he's great, but he wants spectacular Jedi, and when he doesn't have them, he's simply okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think you keep Jedi Knight Revan.
I think so. I mean, yeah, it's just absurd, man. Like you put him on any team, and
Hmm.
anyone can use the mark that he puts on someone. Like it's just dirty. It's wonderful. Like I love it.
Yeah. It's and I forgot, but Rokaran mentioned it. He even like his savior ability, that's on his unique.
Yeah. Right. You just have to hope he doesn't get punked first. But yeah,
Right.
otherwise it's really I've had it before though where he gets killed first, then Jolie revives him, and then they kill someone else and savior triggers. I'm like, nice.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's great, man. So let me ask you this then.
Hmm.
What what's one character you would delete Jedi Revan in favor of?
So like delete Jedi Knight Revan and keep that other character.
Yeah, we don't have to debate that necessarily. I'm just curious, like, what character would you put on that level, like beyond Galactic Legends? Is there someone you're like, oh man, I just think Gideon. I mean, he has Relic 8, and Jedi Revan. I'm almost certain you don't have a Relic 8 Jedi Revan, so
What about my BB-8?
your BB9.
My BB-9?
I was hoping that wouldn't come up today.
That's what she said. Um uh
She says that kind of
ah,
stuff all the time. It's hurtful.
my first thought when you said it was Jedi Knight Luke. And I don't know if that is my true feeling or if that's just my like gut reaction.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's a tough swap because Jedi Luke is another one. He's like, man, I could really use some help here.
yeah, I
Like
know. I
a
know.
lot of the
And
Jedi.
the other thing is I use him so often with Jedi Knight Revan, right? So,
Hmm. A
which
lot of
is
times I kind of see him as a tandem, honestly.
I know, which is why I'm like maybe my lines are getting blurred here. Um, I would Oh, okay. Maybe this is like an easy obvious one. I would probably delete Jedi Knight Revan and keep Cat.
Cat?
Cat, yeah. Because
Whew.
I think Cat works
All
in
right.
so many different areas. Like not just on a Jedi Master Kenobi team. Like
All right. I think that's a good one. That I think Cat. You're right. She's transformative to an account.
yeah, like you're saying Padme is so good in Conquest. You put Padme with Cat and you're laughing in Conquest.
I did yesterday.
Yeah.
I lulled. I was like, that was stupid and awesome. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're totally right.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would do. I remember, do you remember that really ridiculous conquest forever ago that had the Sector 4 boss was Lord Vader, and people struggled like crazy to get through it, even with GLs. I can't remember which
Maybe.
Conquest series this was. It was forever ago. Um,
I've only
but
paid attention to 3 series, really. Otherwise, I just bludgeon my way through and don't pay attention.
fair. This
So,
this was like before datacrons were a thing. Like that's how long ago this was.
okay.
But Padme Cat got through that boss, no problem.
I'm not surprised, man. That's such a good combo. It really. I tell you, my Prevail Man account, the little one that we keep talking about,
Hmm.
has Cat, and just unlocked Ray. Ray, I'm still working on ultimate mats for Ray, but I'm a little bummed out because the really obvious thing that you like, I don't have Ben on that account,
Hmm.
so like Cat really works nicely with like Ray. Kind of struggles without Ben these days.
Yeah. That's
It
true.
is. I used Star Killer on a raid the other day without Ben, and I just you just knocked her. I knocked her over. I was like, you mean I can just kill her anytime? Like, it was
You
it
mean
was
you mean I don't have to wait for a specific thing to happen?
like you don't
Yeah.
have to go through like this elaborate dance. You just get her into damage immunity, and
Hmm.
then you knock her out, and she's just doesn't have someone to revive or to
Right.
keep her alive. That keeps like the endless loop. They did a really good job on Ben's kit in that way. Like you really notice when he's not there.
Hmm.
It's so obvious. But yeah, she without Ben though, how am I gonna make Ray feared?
Right.
Uh,
Mm.
do I have to give up my like cat? His cat goes with Padme so nicely and with Dash so nicely. I don't know what
Hmm.
to do.
That's a good point.
All right, so let's move the talk a little
Okay.
bit past this and say you know, before we get to the trigger photo. Oh, which actually we're gonna have to pause to do that because I didn't load that for some reason.
Come
I know. Shh.
on.
But so let's talk about 900 was 914, 915,
Oh,
something like that. People
yeah.
unlocked Bo-Katan, the new Bo-Katan, and
Yeah.
it sounds like, oh yeah, okay, so like all the mob people, all the cop people, like all the big territory war guilds, but no, it was more people from guilds outside of the top 100 guilds unlocked her.
Really?
That then well, I think it was like 500 to 400. So I guess I lied a little bit there, just a tiny lie, but it was
You and
kind of
your
like
lies.
like how you say you don't look at the people's 300 speed before we go in.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So she, uh, but for the most part, it's a lot. It's the people with a ton of money, like who are just always going to unlock those things, or it's the people
Mhm.
who like just want to collect the game and passively, have fun. Like no one wailed on it.
I just realized we have 7 in our guild. I just went and looked.
7.
We have 7.
Wow. Well, that's actually a fairly large percentage
I know.
of total available. Really? 7 in
We have
ODB?
7. Yeah.
I bet that's more than Hot Ski Patrol had. I didn't look. I don't know that, but it just
Do you want me to look?
I don't really care that much. It's a surprising number. I guess ODB though, we're like it's starting to get to be a pretty big guild actually.
I know. It's kind of crazy.
I know. And they're just towing Professor X along. I'm like their mascot at this point. But
Uh, Husky Patrol has 10.
oh, well, we're fancy, obviously. So
There you go.
yeah, but I guess the thing is, yeah, I just want to. What are your thoughts? Like when CG announced you have 3 days to unlock this character and then she's going away. What were your thoughts?
That was so annoying. Like, why are you doing that? Like, that's just, and okay, so I should say I fully like was talking in our officer chat before that happened, like probably 3 hours beforehand. And I really should know by now that I need to just not say things before things happen. And I fully was like, yeah, watch CG make it a timed event just to be dicks. Um, and then they made it a timed event. So
Yeah, they were like, hold my beer. You're responsible then.
it, yeah, it was just annoying. But
I was.
um,
I thought they weren't going to. I won't lie. I was very surprised to see. Not like shocked, I guess, but I thought they were going to give us that. Honestly.
it was just weird to me because I was like, this isn't. It's weird when the pattern changes, right? So like the last three Decembers, we've had Bam, Starkiller, Afra. All three went to the Journey Guide right away and stayed there. They were permanent events. So, as Pico says on H&N, um, you know, one thing is a data point, two is a line, three is a pattern, right? So once we hit the third, we're like, okay, we've got a pattern happening here. December's our journey guide permanent characters. And then CG went, nah, 3 days only. And why 3 days? Like make it a week, like the rest of
I
your
mean,
events.
how many days were the General Skywalker event and the Malak event?
I honestly don't remember.
I feel
I
like
will
Malak
say
was 3 days. I don't know about General Skywalker.
maybe. Um, okay, so or Karen is saying epic confrontations are 3 days. So fair. Um,
Well, Epic Confrontations also require 10 different characters until
right.
this time. So
Right. And
they're
then
not conforming to that necessarily.
it, you know, it, I'm also like I'm aware that it is an epic confrontation. Afra and Starkiller were legacy events. Bam was a hero's journey or a legendary, one of them. So they're all different, but they were all December.
Arbitrary. They're arbitrary
It's
distinctions.
exactly like CG's just calling them whatever they want to call them at this point. Um, so yeah. I don't know. I think what also like for me, I was like, I'm less inclined to spend on it now.
Yeah. I mean, I, I was. If they had just put it into the permanent journey guide,
Hmm.
I wouldn't have her yet, but I'd be a lot closer. I have nothing toward Grogu farm. Like I haven't even bought the 30 shard pack. I just have I think I have 5 shards randomly. I don't even know where they came from. Like a holiday bundle
Probably
or
a
something.
holiday thing. I bought one or two of his things in shipments that showed up. So I have like 20 something of them out of 30. And I have like 25 of Kelleran out of 30. But like, I'm not going to buy, I was less enticed to buy the packs. And I mean, the other thing too, and I think we talked about this a little bit last week, was that I don't feel like she's needed for anything yet. Like they haven't said anything about what we can expect from her. So I don't feel any pressure to chase her.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. I think she'll probably be pretty good in GAC, is what it looks like. But you know, yeah, like the territory war, people are testing. I see how that team performs in arena. I've seen a few different videos of like Bad Batch beat her really bad. Tuskens just manhandle her.
Yeah, so like
It's
what
just a
I
mess.
don't know. I didn't see a need to rush her, right? I think I would have been more enticed to spend if I felt like there was something coming for her. But
Yeah,
even then, like I all the spending that I would have been comfortable with doing wouldn't have gotten me the unlock. I would have just gotten closer and been ready faster.
yeah. Well, because if I could unlock in a month, it's a lot different than I have to be ready in 3 months. I got plenty of time. I'll just take my time on these farms. I'm soft whaling on Keller and Beck
Right. Yeah, that's
because
what I'm
because
doing.
he's probably going to be the Cantina farm, but whatever he is, he's going to be. It seems like he's going to make a pretty big impact. Uh, but the other two, I don't care that much. I'll wait. Like they're designed to go with with her, and I'm sure I'll love the team eventually. But CG made. I would have spent hundreds of dollars to get her faster, and now they're not going to make much off of me. They'll
Right.
make what they get from Keller and Beck, and the rest I'll just get naturally.
Right. That's exactly what I'm doing. Like I'm farming Paz, have been since he became farmable. Haven't been refreshing him a ton because I know he's going to be the longest the character that has been farmable the longest. So I don't see a need to rush his farm. And then I
Yeah.
just buy the shards for Kellerin and a little bit on IG and hopefully make it for whenever she comes back again.
Yeah, it's a mess.
And even if I don't quite get there for when she comes back again, chances are there's going to be another pack in the store.
So how did it pan out for you getting an Afro pack? You've been hoping for that.
Sad. I have Afra, but no pack.
Good.
So that's fine. I will say like I don't see the need. I didn't see the need to hold out on her hoping for a pack. Like it was all I was working on, so it just made sense to just go right away.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So let's go to the trigger photo, and then maybe on your half we'll talk a little bit more about the stupid pack situation where
Yeah.
Apple users got all the cool stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to buy that pack so bad,
I
but
know. I thought you were asking me about it because you were gonna like get me to do it or something.
I thought maybe I was gonna. I was seeing what my options were, but at the end of the day, I was like, I don't need those packs anyways, really. Not
Hmm.
not anymore. So let's go to the trigger photo real quick. And so here it is. So someone posted this on the Discord. Honestly, we didn't have that many selections. It, they just took a picture of the newer Kyrotech piece, which, I mean, Kyrotech have kind of triggered me in the past, anyways,
Yeah.
because of what they represent. At this point, I think I've made my peace with it. I mean, it's Kyrotech's been in the game for years and years now. If I just get real triggered
Hmm.
on Kyrotech, I think that's on me at this point. Um,
I will say I don't even look at the gear pieces anymore. I just hit upgrade.
I I thought it was funny because you were like, I don't think I've ever applied that piece.
I
I
know.
was
I was like,
like,
I don't think I've used that.
I was like, you definitely have applied it, but yeah, it's just funny. I just thought I was more triggered by the fact that someone just posted a picture of Kyrotech and with no explanation, they just took a screenshot and here it is. Here's some Kyrotech. They didn't even say that though. They just posted a picture of Kyrotech and that was it.
I will say, pyrotech in general is just triggering.
I mean that's the bottleneck
I
kind of right now for a lot of people.
I had a really good stash of it going of light side and dark side Cairo, and I was so proud of myself. And then I went and got Afra, and now it's all gone.
It's all gone. As CG intends. Though I mean, I do think we're headed toward better days with the Kyrotech crunch because territory battle is getting us a lot
True.
of of material for that GT 1, 2, and 3. Not so much 1, I guess, but 2 and 3. So, all right, we're going to go over to Sarah's channel. For those of you watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, do all the mounting of the algorithm here, and then go to Sarah's channel. There should be a link below us somewhere that you can click on, or
Hmm.
you can go to the video description and find the link there. So we'll see you on that side of things,
That channel.
the cursed channel. It's not that bad, guys. Just give it a try.
Uh, Terrible.